I am here on Giant Steps with the incredibly talented duo Kaidi and NK-OK, who have recently released their brilliant debut album, The Sounds of Afrotronica. So, hello guys, thank you for coming on the show.
Hello,
How's it
hello,
going?
hello. Yes.
So, straight into the album then. How did the title, The Sounds of Afrotronica, come about?
Man, that was like I was trying to think of a like title for like ages, like yeah, both were, and then like one day, like around 3 a.m. I just had it in my head, and then like I just noted it down, and then like I would look through my notes the next day and it was just there. I was like, what the hell just happened? And how I knew it was free is because on notes it says like obviously the time and stuff. I'm like, what on earth was I doing?
A bit of a late night revelation.
Yeah, I think that day we were trying to figure out kind of how we could coin the music as well. It was kind of like, well, this doesn't really kind of adhere to any genre really. And I think it was Out of the Ruins actually that kind of provoked it, because it was just like, well, this could be in like Blade Runner, but it's also got a kind of like Afrobeat essence.
Yeah,
so then
literally.
I think Namadi came up with the term Afrotronica. And then I remember coming the next day and I was like, look at my notes from the middle of the night. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, that's sick. And it's kind of looking at the whole album as kind of a work. We're like, well, there's loads of different kind of parts in here. It's almost like a planet. So then we're like, okay, this is like the sounds from Afrotronica. And we're like, yeah, that's got to be it.
It's definitely a very good definition of the sounds on the album. I think it perfectly fits the vision that comes across. But to go sort of back a bit then before that album, how did sort of this collaboration between you two originate?
Ooh. So that was from Tomorrow's Warriors. Yeah, like we met there. My God, how many years ago?
It's got to be like 6 now, right? Maybe more. Is it?
Yeah,
about
6.
12?
Yeah, about 6 months and 12. Months and 12. I think like 6 or like a bit like a bit later than that was around 6 basically. Yeah. And then we were just jamming there, Tomorrow's Warriors, and like just anywhere else we could at that age, basically.
And I think the project kind of came about when I came around that time. I remember, I think we met like about then, and then like about a year into it, I came around to your house. And didn't we record like Pop Off? It was called then.
No, it was Pop Off. And
what did we rename Pop Off? Where's on record now? Isn't that's literally
Planet Afrotronica? Yeah, Planet Afrotronica. Yeah.
It's just called Pop Off for about 3
years. Yeah.
The Tomorrow's Warriors you mentioned there, obviously there's a lot of artists have come through that in recent years. Do you sort of see it as a very important organization for the jazz scene?
Oh, hugely, especially like, you know, how so many newer jazz classes are just absolutely ripping off people. Like just in spending, it's absolutely unbelievable, where like, you know, you go to Tomorrow's Warriors, the things for free, and then it's like you're learning from really, really amazing teachers,
world-class musicians.
And it's like not only that, it's then the community that's then it's built as well. Like it's so important, you know. Whereas like just a lot of teaching environments and stuff, you don't have that vibe. It's like everyone's just there just for like work purposes, which is so wrong for music, you know. Well, Tomorrow's Warriors like just throws that out the window, and it's just like like you don't even read there, like, you know, it's literally just like it's like, okay, roughly know the chords, all right, cool. And even if you don't, it's just you're just playing with feel. Like, exactly. So important.
A very welcoming place.
Completely.
For real.
And obviously, you sort of both have various other projects of NK-OK. You have half of Blue Lab Beats, and Kaidi work with people like Yusuf Days, Celeste, as well as your band Invariants. But sort of, do you think the jazz scene at the moment is one that is quite naturally collaborative, like allowing you to work with various different people?
Yeah, definitely. There's loads of cross filtration, I think, in all the different bands. I mean, I remember going to, I think what was the festival at Brockwell Park? Was that?
Oh,
it was at Brockwell that one year.
Naked City Festival.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yes,
that,
it was that. Yeah.
And I remember seeing Nabaya Garcia had a set, and obviously Femi's on it, and Jarm and Jones, and then like straight after her set, they literally just ran off straight away. They're going to play an Ezra set in the tent next door.
That was wild. Oh my God, they had. I think it was Joe. It was Joe or Femi had 3 or 4 gigs that day. I was like, it's madness.
So yeah, I think it's definitely a big part of it, and you can kind of hear it in the sound. And each generation's kind of, there's such a shared sound, and everyone's kind of involved with other people's projects, and it breeds an amazing kind of sound, because I mean, synergy is what makes amazing music in every kind of different sector of music. So when you have that in a scene, you're almost always going to get something amazing come out of it.
I think particularly with jazz as well, you see it with some other genres at the moment where one person will be in one band for 30 years and that's all they'll do, saying like an indie or rock thing. But jazz seems very much more collaborative and special in that sense.
Yeah, completely.
But yeah, sort of on the album itself as well, you obviously mentioned a few musicians there, but you have people on the record like Theo Coker and people from Kokoroko and Ezra Collective as well. Are these people that you handpick yourself?
I mean, yeah, Theo Coker, like that was just like I mean, that was mad because like Blue Lab supported him. Like I think it was our second ever gig as Blue Lab Beats, and then like, you know, not that many people were there for our gig, but like Theo was just watching. He was just like, dude, we've got to collab one day, man. Like, actually no, at start it was like, you guys are so dope, and then like 3 years later he was like, yeah man, I'm in London, let's just like get in sessions as much as possible. I'm like, what? Theo, damn. So yeah, just like absolutely amazing and hilarious musician. Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, just Matt, crazy vibes with him.
A lot of the other musicians on the record as well. Richie Silverwright, who's in Kokoroko, and she went to Tomorrow's Warriors as well, and another organisation called Connecticut Blocko. So definitely in the spirit of that cross collaboration. I mean, everyone's kind of involved with everyone else's projects. Yes, pretty beautiful.
To go back even further, then we sort of talked a little bit about Tomorrow's Warriors, but how is it that you two both sort of first got into playing music originally? Were you playing music before that?
Man, I think like my like first bit of musical journey was like when I was playing djembe from age 6, and then and then like stopped around age like 9, 10, and then from age 12 was trying to learn keys, live bass and drums, and then like was just trying to find like my musical love properly, and then it was music production where like I think it was like mid 12 or something. I was just like, I've really got to get into this. And then it was like literally a year later, then I met David from Blue Lab Beats, and then 2 years after that, around age 14, 15, that's when I met Kaidi.
Yeah, and for me it was kind of listening to records when I was really young, kind of Blue, Miles Davis and Milestones, and then some classical music, kind of The Animals and Wholesome Planets, and then when I think when I was 6, there was this Saturday school opened up called Blue Note, which I think is still going on now at Wolf Academy in South London. But they just were offering lessons in any different lesson, in any different instrument. And I saw the saxophone on it. I didn't actually know what it was. Like I hadn't put 2 and 2 together that kind of Cannonball Adderley and John Coltrane were playing saxophone. So I was like, oh, what's that? And my mum signed me up, and I just kind of kept playing on and on. From then. Ended up at Tomorrow's Warriors, and then obviously met Namali, and I think it was a constant process just all the way through, just meeting people and like, oh, let's make some music, and then kind of find what you really enjoy doing, and Sounds of Afrotronica, or a record is born, you know.
Record's born, baby.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But do you think with all this sort of, in that sort of constant process of learning, then with all these collaborating with different people, do you think you pick up things from working with them?
Yeah, definitely. I think there was a moment when I was recording for the Yusuf and Tom Misch record, and I was in the room and we was like recording a take, and they were like, oh, next take, just go wild, man. It's like, yeah, just literally just release, do anything. And that's when on the take of Storm Before the Calm, I just like started wailing and just like playing. I think they really kind of pushed me. They kept pushing me like, yeah, try this, try that, try that. And I think, from all the different things you do, I mean, you always find out new and different ways of using the instrument, or different kind of collaborative processes that lead to you experimenting further, you know? Are
there any plans to sort of try and play some of this music from Sounds of Afrotronica later in the year? And if so, is it something that you'd experiment with live, like change the tracks as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think like we'll definitely like extend tracks for sure. Like, and but then kind of do it in like a DJ mashup kind of way, of like it just being a continuous set, or try our best with that, and then have like a kind of mini live band with us as well. Yeah, like mainly just live drums and percussion. That's kind of like the extra two we need. Like that would be insane. Yeah.
So you sort of come and experience the actual sort of planet and just sort of get taken around.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, that Afrobeats dancers as well, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that would be goals, definitely.
You mentioned there a bit, Kaidi, about sort of listening to albums like Milestones and great records from the history of jazz. And a sort of a question I always like to ask guests on this show is sort of, if you had to introduce somebody to the world of jazz, sort of what track would you choose and why?
Oh, Milestones.
Straight up.
The jazz, yeah. It's got to be that record. Literally just inspired me. I think every solo on there is just like expertly crafted. It could just be a composition in itself. I think it's just absolutely beautiful work. Yeah. How about you, Marty?
Oh man, I think Herbie Hancock Voyager. Yeah. Was that that is no, Maiden Voyage. Yeah, Maiden Voyage. Sorry. Yeah, Herbie Hancock, Maiden Voyage. Definitely. If you're like new to jazz and you want to see like just the color of like arrangement, like that song without doubt. Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then later on, John Coltrane, Giant Steps. If it was too early, it's like people would be like, oh my god,
throw them straight into like
or countdown.
Yeah, no, Herbie and Miles would definitely be a good entry into that world.
Yes.
So finally then, Soul Makossa is I think my favorite track on this record, and I'll be playing it in just a moment. But so could you give us a little bit of info sort of around this track and how it came into being?
Well, it's actually just our record label just suggesting that as as a cover, and like us just being like, you know what, like we love this track from from time, like from early stages of music, both of us, and like that was just very much the vibe, really. And then when they suggested, we were like, of course,
really reasonable.
Yeah, but I can't wait, like that track, I can't wait to play out live. Like
definitely.
that'll be big vibes, and just like to just extend that arrangement, just like Afrobeats dancing section or something. That'll be so ill, definitely.
We didn't need to be asked twice to include that on the album.
No, that was literally like, cool, let's go.
Brilliant. Well, we'll play that in just a second then. So thank you both very much for coming on the show and talking to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For everyone out there listening, Kaidi and NK-OK's fantastic debut album, The Sounds of Afrotronica, is out now. Amazing record. Go check it out. But for now, here's another little taster of it in the form of the brilliant track, Soul Makossa.